Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to issue 2 of GenMeta, our Masks a New Generation actual play series. I am your host and editor-in-chief, not general manager. This is not Worldwide Wrestling. This is Masks a New Generation. No, it's surprise, everyone. You're now making a wrestler. No.
Oh boy.
Well, the makeup's right.
The makeup is on point. But yeah, let's introduce our team of heroes. We'll go in an order that I choose, starting with our Resident Cryptid.
Hello there. I am the Resident Cryptid. I'm playing the Hound using the Reformed playbook.
Fantastic. Then I'm gonna go with eeny, meeny, miny, dice.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dice Goblin Black Cat, or Dice. I am playing Pyrrha, or Cassandra, and using the Doomed playbook.
Fantastic. Then let's go with Blackwell.
Got me as I was drinking something. Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Blackwell. I'm your everyman of the TTRPG and D&D verse. I'll be playing as the Janus. Or Giannis?
All
Janus?
right.
One of them. We have yet to figure out that word.
I've heard it both ways. And finally, Arkai.
Hello, my name's Arkai. I am actually here to play as Leviathan, who is of the Transformed playbook.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, yeah, no, before we get into today's game, as you may see in the chat right now, there is a link to a GoFundMe that was posted. Tragically, last week, the TTRPG community lost a shining star. Dane Nielsen, also known as Dane Anders DM, on TikTok and Instagram and other places, tragically lost his life. And there is a GoFundMe that has been set up to help support his family during this very trying time. Dane was a wonderful member of the community. Has been in several actual play games across many different channels, and he will be missed dearly. Yeah. So if you can, I know these are hard times for everybody. If you can support and donate to the GoFundMe, please do so, or share it around, and hopefully more people can donate and support Dane's family as they process their grief and their loss. Anywho, hard to segue into fun superhero shenanigans with that, but we're going to try. Last time on GenMeta, almost said Dragon Ball Z there for a second.
We're gonna get copyright stricken so hard.
You know, I do a pretty good interpretation of the narrator for Dragon Ball, don't I? But last time, for GenMeta, the team contemplated how to move forward with the loss of their own member of their team. Oh, seems like that's a bit of a theme today. they lost Bandit during their first outing as a team. Him, a hero, and in order to do so, Pyrrha offered to take Hound to her sanctuary in order to find an item of worthwhile significance enough for Hound to barter for information on the whereabouts of Bandit's killer, or a villain by the name of Tsar Bomba. And while they were gone, Orion and Leviathan had a bit of a philosophical discussion on whether or not, after their failed first attempt as a team, they should go on being heroes. Orion's resolve was strengthened by the discussion, while Leviathan still seems to be a bit on the fence. Meanwhile, while speaking to the Hound's informant, a villain known as the Mad Magpie, a member of a group called the Scoundrels, informed Hound that Tsar Bomba did not go unscathed from that particular encounter and was looking to find some kind of enhancements in order to help with his recovery, and that they may have some luck looking into scientific laboratories around the city. Meanwhile, Pyrrha, who in her civilian guise was in fact good friends with Bandit, whose civilian name was Emily Ruskin, went to visit her grieving father, the police chief, Chief Ruskin, and they had a heart-to-heart where she comforted him in his time of need, while he is feeling very conflicted about superheroes in general. He's feeling a lot of anger and a lot of sadness, and he's just going through it and also trying to do his job. I think we'll start off the next day. We'll start off the next day at the high school that a few of you go to. We'll call it Hunterhurst Helmsley High. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're gonna need to send me that
4-H?
name. You're gonna see.
Hunter
You're gonna.
Hurst Hemsley.
We go to 4-H.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna need to send me that name because what?
You know what? It was
What high school
here-
do you attend? HH.
or just
Oh yeah, HH. I heard they have a great academics policy.
Where do you go to school? Hashtag.
You know what? You guys go to Triple H High School.
What's the mascot?
A water
What's
bottle.
the football team?
No, it's a sledgehammer.
I feel like it should more realistically, since we're in a city that's kind of like Chicago, shouldn't it be named after some prominent person in history who's done a thing?
I don't know Chicago's, and the most stuffy name I could think of was a wrestler's original name.
Hunter Helm Hunsleys or something like that?
Triple H,
I'll
Triple H, Hunter Hurst Helmsley, later
Right.
shortened his name to just Triple H.
my brain's saying make it a bear. Like our mascot's a bear.
Yeah,
Here's
because
the thing: is it like that's not even as ridiculous as it gets? Because it's like, for example, there is a I believe it's a high school that I'm aware of, that literally just has their team name is that they are the beet diggers, like the vegetable.
Fair enough. It doesn't matter what the name of the school is. I was just coming up with something on the fly.
No, we like
no,
it.
it's fine.
We like
It's
it.
great. I'm sitting here going, "What's our mascot?" Well, the only thing I can think of is like if you take the picture that's in our chat right now and like just cut off the head, remove like the arms, like just get the torso. That's the mascot. It's just abs and pectorals. That's
Yes.
so
I'm here
stupid.
for it.
No. Well, uh, we'll say your mascot is just this like dude with a sledgehammer.
I'm still
I'll
calling it hashtag high. You can't tell me that's not 3 H's.
um, but yeah, and we'll currently start out with on the track field. Hold we're gonna start off with Orion, or should I say Zachariah, who is currently doing some practice with the track team.
Okay.
You finish your run, and we'll say that this is a practice 100-meter or dash. How well do you do? Because we know that you can beat everyone on your team. Yeah. But do you beat everyone on your team?
Should I roll for this?
I
I
don't.
don't want to roll for it.
No. This is just something that you can naturally do. Like you have enhanced speed, strength, and agility, so you can uh, easily do this feat. You can easily, like in The Incredibles. Those
Happy Dash Park.
where Dash could easily beat all the people in the track meet, and he decides not to. Oh, but
No,
do you
too
decide?
good. Not too good.
Make it
Yeah.
close. Second.
I think that's what
Close
he does.
second.
I think that's what he does.
gets
Like every now and then, like every meet or every practice, he either comes second or first. Like it flips flops, so it's not consistent. So it's like he's reliable, but it's like where are we gonna land? But today, he's smoking everyone.
Okay.
He's feeling
Okay.
himself.
So today he's smoking everyone. And now, what your coach clicks the timer and looks at the watch and goes, "That was good job, Holloway. Yeah, you were about 3 seconds faster than your last time."
Yeah, appreciate it, Coach. I've been training. You know, I've been doing my thing. I've been trying.
Good thing. Good. And I think we're going to be doing well this year.
And I think it's like he doesn't look exhausted. I think that's the thing. While everyone else kind of looks a little winded, like even the people who've been doing this longer than him, all intents and purposes, like there's still that sense of like heavy breathing that someone does. Nope.
Yeah.
To him, like because of all of his adventuring and superheroing, this is just a casual stroll. So he's just sitting there like, what's next? What we doing? A little bit of sweat because you gotta sell it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he just gives you a bit of a slap on the back and says, "Good job. Who knows? We may even make you team captain."
I mean, I'm pretty sure Derek over there could be team captain. Like, he's more consistent than me. Like sometimes, I do good one week coach, and another week I'm like, like he'd probably be better than me.
I'm imagining he looks over and there's just a panel of Derek just hunched over, holding his knees, going just wheezing as he tried to keep up with you today.
And Derek is probably like, he is all to the purposes before Zachariah was the best. And then Zachariah popped up and it was like, what is he?
Yeah. It was, yeah. Well, you know what? I'll consider it, but but right now I think you have will have what it takes to be a good leader for this team.
I mean,
I think you're a cut above the rest, and I think in this moment his words are going to be an attempt to shift your labels. Bringing your where are your labels right now? Just looking at what we got for you.
hold up, I can send them.
Oh, I've got them. It's just a PDF with all of the labels, or with all of the team. So I think he is gonna, in his attempt, it's gonna bring your mundane down, and your superior up. And he's basically giving you a bit of an ego boost. And kind of confirming the feelings that you were having at the end of your team meeting. That maybe you are fit to be in a leadership position.
I'm gonna let it happen.
Okay, cool. Well, he's like, all right, that's it for today's practice. Everybody get cleaned up. Next up, we'll move to Leviathan. What have you been doing since last night? Where do you spend your days when you're not uh, spending your evenings with the rest of your team?
I would likely argue that I would be back home, being tutored by my adoptive father, probably.
Tell us a bit about your adopted father and a little description of what they look like.
Well, is that my adoptive father is a well-known medicinal biology professor to the city, and does plenty of his own experimental off-time work in his own laboratory around the edge, on the outskirts of the city. Um, but took me in when I was young and has been, you know, taking care of me since. However, as far as a visual perspective to be concerned, roughly 6'2", uh, sandy blonde hair, blue eyes, lighter skin. There's a slight German accent to them.
It's this is Professor Octora.
Correct.
Yes. And what kind of an age range does he look to be about?
He's roughly in the age of the 50s, starting to get into the 60s, so we're starting to get grays pretty solidly. Very,
All right.
what's the term? Silver fox type of look starting to kind of kick in.
A little bit. Not that silver fox, Hound. But yeah, you're in his lab, and as you're what exactly are you doing in his lab?
Well,
Let's get like an establishing panel. What does that look like?
well, I would argue that if we were to have kind of a shot here, he would likely be working upon any of his terminals, going back and forth across his data, as well as checking in on microscopes and things of the sort, and just kind of checking in on how things have been since he doesn't seem to pay a lot of mind when I'm gone, aside from the occasional amount of worry.
Yes.
So I would likely kind of just be sitting in the back in a particularly uncomfortable situation, but it's what we have at the moment of probably large rates set up as like a table and desk chair situation,
Hmm.
while I am effectively in between quiz questions and whatnot. Would likely just be checking in on my circumstances and how
Okay.
I'm at with handling what I am right now.
Yes. And as he's looking over, he's just looking at like a small tissue sample. Oh, and that he just got. He plucked one of your scales, and is looking at it and comparing it to one that he took the previous month, and says, "Well, there does not seem to be any new mutations. It seems you have reached somewhat of a mutational plateau. So, no news is good news. Yes, you're not changing anymore. Uh, there's not. Uh, it seems like we have a baseline to work with, but and but it's going to take some time. I do admit. How is your test going?
Um, I think that's carrying along well enough. I
Good,
appreciate
good.
your hand with the tutoring and whatnot, since clearly
Of,
I can't go out to school like this.
of course, of course. A, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Yes.
That's all I've got.
Nine. It is your mind. Yes, it is. That is what you have to control and grow. Your circumstances are not truly your own to control. Unfortunately, the world around you is chaos. But there is ways to control your own. And that's why you must keep your mind sharp. As sharp as your claws there.
Just kind of just a deep inhale, exhale about just recognizing what he still has to live with, but otherwise just kind of a small nod in agreement.
Yes. Without your mind, you would be the monster that they think you are. And I have known you very long, my dear boy. You, you are becoming a fine man. Uh, and I think that's going to be a moment to shift your labels uh, and bring your freak down and your mundane up. As he's trying to comfort you in this moment of as all good father figures try to do in this moment of self-doubt and insecurity.
I think I'll roll with it for now.
Sure thing. And he goes, as he looks as a notification comes up on one of his screens. He goes, I must leave you now. It's something has come up recently that requires my attention, but I hope to see you soon. As he places a hand on your shoulder, being sure to avoid some of the spikes. Things like just kind of opening his fingers a bit so that the spikes slip through them.
Tomorrow, then.
Yes, tomorrow. We'll have lunch.
Sounds fine.
Good. You take care of yourself.
Best of my abilities, as usual.
As usual. Until we meet again. No, he doesn't turn into Skeletor and run off.
Oh, that would have been fascinating. What a shift already.
No, but he does walk away, and you do seem to notice that his behavior has been a little odd. He seems a bit more nervous, and as he does kind of rush out, you notice that he's walking with a bit of a limp.
Hmm. I think for now, I think it's best left untouched, but might need to be investigated in the future should it continue to be an issue.
Yeah. Next, we'll move on to Cassandra. So it is after school. That's fine. Dogs are gonna dog.
I said, we have a dog. It's fine. This is just a sound effect.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a dog. Dogs are gonna dog. We love dogs here. So Cassandra, it is school has let out. And you're just kind of walking through the hall. And what are you doing?
So I think that Cass is she decided that she was when Emily died that she was going to try and fill some of that hole that she left at school because Emily was always this like bright beacon of positivity and hope
Mhm.
and Cassandra's always been kind of like in the background and quiet and like generally depressed.
Yeah.
So like but she, like Emily always tried to bring her out of that. So she's like during the day at school she's always trying to be like more upbeat and happy than she actually is. So it's just
Yeah.
absolutely exhausting. So but she's probably just quietly walking the halls, just happy that not really anybody's around.
I will say that like as you start walking by and your happy demeanor starts to falter and you walk by Emily's locker and you see that even though it's still been a month, people have put up, like flowers, and there's a picture of her on the locker, and like one of those memorials that you'll see in random places, and uh, and there's just a panel of Cassandra just staring at the face of her best friend through through a picture hanging on her locker. Uh,
I think my initial thought was to snap a quick photo of it in case I need to send it to Chief Ruskin, just kind of as a see, like, people still care about her and miss her kind of thing. But I I think there's a real possibility that, like, she does that and then just breaks down and just sobs.
okay. And it's at this moment I'm going to give you the first condition of the game. I feel at this moment it's appropriate that Pyrrha is feeling a bit hopeless.
Yeah, what's new?
Being
Uh,
happy.
so, for those who are wondering what conditions are, conditions in Masks and New Generation are they are a condition that your character undergoes. They affect gameplay in different ways. There are 5 conditions that you can gain. Once you gain all 5, and you are removed from a scene. This usually happens in combat. Gaining conditions is one of the things that it is your way of tracking damage. It is a way of tracking your character's emotional state, and it affects gameplay. The hopeless condition. You, my dear dice, where is it? I have it on my sheet right here. You are hopeless, so you will take a -2 whenever you make a roll to unleash your powers.
I'm gonna hurt somebody. This is bad.
Yep. Whenever you make a roll to unleash your powers, you will be doing it with a -2 to your roll. You will still be adding whatever modifiers you have from your labels. And yes, in our in some people in our player side chat, this is essentially emotional damage. You're superheroes. This is melodramatic. All of your conditions that affect you mechanically are done emotionally. Uh, so yes, you are feeling a sense of dread and hopelessness. Your best friend is gone. Your beacon, your guidance in heroic efforts is gone. Her father, unbeknownst to you, still seems to hold so much anger and blame to you. It's all overwhelming as you've tried so hard to mask your grief. And you just kind of collapse there in the hallway of this school and have a bit of a cry. Then Daniel, we'll shift over to you. Where are you during the day?
So Daniel doesn't go to school.
Yes, Daniel does not go to school.
He tells people he graduated, really he was in prison, but that's a different story. Right now, I think Daniel is walking around, like, what's the big laboratory in Zephyr?
Okay, so there are several laboratories. There. What kind of a laboratory are you looking into?
Because I'm trying to research Zarbamba, and he's trying to replace his arms. By any laboratory that would work on
Prosthesis?
prosthesis, engineering, yeah.
So, by your information that you would know that one of the leading manufacturers of medical technology is a giant corporation, who one of their main things is biomedical technology, prosthesis, is MRIs, just all sorts of medical technology. They're known for. That would be Festus Industries, and they
Festus Inc.
Industries.
Festus Ind.
Yeah. Industries, not incorporated. They. I misspoke saying that they were a corporation, or I'm not sure what the difference between industries or incorporated are. I was not that kind of a bit. I have not taken that kind of a business school class. I feel like, Dice, if you're trying to explain, you are muted. Okay. Because I would not mind that edification.
There's not much. There really is. It's
Okay.
It's kind of like saying, like, calling it a corp versus incorporated. It's like it's the same.
It's just
It,
branding.
yeah, it's mostly just branding. Like, the only time that you like really see a difference is if something like gives you the name and then says LLC.
Yeah.
You really can't use incorporated if you're not. Otherwise you're just lying. But
Yeah.
it really only matters as far as taxes and legal things go. So,
Okay. Fair enough. Then yes. Festus Industries is one of the leading biotech researchers and medical creators. And there is a lab that happens to be, near the outskirts of Zephyr City. They're not so much in the actual whole area. They tend to do a lot of research and try to stay out of the public sector. This is the private sector.
Poking into the rural areas.
Almost, yeah. Yeah. They're about maybe a mile from the waterfront.
How fun.
So yes, you're casing the area at Festus Industries. Is medical research laboratory.
Yeah, mostly staying in like the public areas in civilian clothing, just seeing what areas are open to the public and what are more private areas. Seeing where cameras are, seeing where fences are, all that fun stuff.
Okay. Well, then that seems like you are trying to assess the situation.
I sure am, bucko.
Unless you have a move to your playbook that you are trying to do. That okay.
Assess the situation that is superior.
That is roll plus superior.
All right. Do. So I have good news and bad news.
All right, give me the bad news with a touch of optimism.
I got a 4, but at least that means I get to mark potential.
Yay, potential.
Good. All right.
He's gonna die.
I'm assuming security stops me at some point and goes,
Yeah, it's been a while. You've been in prison for a little bit, and you know what? I'm gonna say it's actually a little worse than security. Yeah, as you're kind of making a spectacle of yourself. You turn a corner, and you just see blue. You see cobalt blue, right? Right, right next to you, and standing in their her suit is the Bolt. Oh, just kind of uh, leaning against the side of the building that you were trying to hide from the security camera from. He goes, so, what you doing?
nothing.
Red-handed.
Uh-huh.
None of your business anyway.
Well, let's hope you don't have to make it my business.
Hey, I haven't done anything illegal.
That's not entirely true, but you and I both know that. And none of it's been major.
So what, are you just going to tell me to walk away right now, or?
No. Listen, I'm sorry about your friend. Now, I want to know what you're doing.
Trying to find someone? Heard they may be getting some work done here.
Okay. What do you intend to do when you find them?
I believe the phrase goes, an eye for an eye.
Leaves the whole world blind. I'm not going to stop you from trying to find Bomba. I haven't stopped you. I haven't put you back in jail. Well,
You mean prison? That was federal, baby.
Oh boy. He's just making it worse.
Federal juvie, sexy.
Nah, let him keep going. Keep going. Let's see how far you can go.
Federal. Federal.
Oh, it's that mouth that puts you in federal.
I'm pretty sure it was the fact that you arrested me.
No. I arrested you, you were 17. They would have put you in juvie. I
Not what the
honestly
prosecution was
vouched.
saying.
I vouched for you, man. Listen, I know we all make mistakes, and I think that you can do better. So I haven't been interfering much. I'm not going to stop you from trying to find Bamba. I just hope that when you do find him, you do the hero thing. And he's going to give you a pat on the shoulder and go, now stop trying to make a scene.
I wasn't making a scene until you showed up. You're the one in costume.
I am in uniform.
Uniform.
Listen, this getup means something in this city.
It's different things to different people.
Yeah. Alright. Well. Stop being so obvious. You're better than that. Later, Danny. And he just zooms off.
The last panel is just Hound is just Daniel letting out a big sigh and saying, I hate it when people call me Danny.
I think the I know you can do better part of this is him trying to change your labels as well. He was attempting to lower your danger and raise your savior. Which you can contest if you wish.
Yeah. Danny doesn't really listen to people.
Fair enough. Roll.
Just a straight roll.
Just a straight roll.
Five.
Their words hit you hard. They believe in you. They think you're better than this. These are not words that you have actually heard from any kind of authority figure before. You've always been told you're a bit of a bad apple. You've been told you're a scoundrel, whether that was a good or a bad thing by whoever told you that. This is one of the first times that you've been told that you can make a difference and be better. And that really makes you feel guilty. You will now have the guilty condition, which means that you will now take a -2 to provoke someone or assess the situation until you clear that condition.
Yep. And I still have to move my labels, right?
Yes, you still have to move your labels.
Oh no. A fate worse than death. Becoming a better person.
Character development. How awful. And as you start to think over everything that has been said, there is a panel where walking by is a man in about his mid-50s with sandy blonde hair with a bit of white streaks in it, and limping by at a quick pace past you. Seemingly a bit distressed.
This is where we're going today. All right.
I don't recognize him.
You don't recognize him, but he does almost walk into you, and you almost walk into him, as you both seem to be a little absent-minded.
Oh,
Not really.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, it's fun. Fine. It's my fault. Excuse me. I'm in a bit of a rush. And as he turns to walk away, you see a small badge fall from his coat.
Is it a badge for this facility?
It is indeed.
I steal it.
Yes, off the ground there is a badge. It has a QR code, and it has the name of Festus Industries on there, research laboratory, and the name Arctura Johann PhD MD. Yeah. 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 Biology? You said he was just biology?
Mm-hmm.
Or medical biology.
Plot twist.
Well, good things come to those who wait.
Does this mean you're waiting and not just breaking in with somebody else's badge? Because that's what that saying should mean.
I mean, he's technically not breaking in. An opportunity presented itself.
Listen.
Unlawful entry is still unlawful.
Listen,
Tomato,
listen.
tomato.
It's not
He had a
breaking and
key.
entering. It's just good old trespassing.
Technically, trespassing is just being on the property, but unlawful entry is actually going into the domicile. It's fine. Like,
Well, fortunately, this is a business, not a domicile.
Building, place.
Listen, you sound like the prosecutors who wanted to put Hound in federal prison.
So fun
They
fact,
did, though.
I was gonna be.
According to you, they did.
All right. So what are you doing now that you have an in to this facility?
Not gonna push his luck. He's gonna wait for the team to figure out what to do after this.
All right. Do you contact the team?
Yeah, just pull out the flip phone that he uses as a burner.
Who's mobile? Solid.
Fantastic.
Hashtag not
you guys.
could be.
Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag could be an ad. But yeah, so you send out a message to the team.
Yeah, that just says doghouse ASAP.
So yeah, Orion, you get that message on your do you get that on your watch, or do you get that on your actual phone? That is a question. Did you give Hound your actual phone number?
Absolutely not. No one's got my actual phone number.
So
That's a smart decision.
fun fact, Hound actually bought us all Boost Mobile, and we all have burners.
That explains how he's paying for it.
Could that be canon?
Even
Like we all just got
Yeah,
burner phones.
we can absolutely make that canon that you all have burners that
Hound wanted to
the
get
Hound
all
got.
of your contact info, and then he realized, wait, they're all giving me their real numbers.
I feel like there was
Well,
a
also,
conversation between Hound and Orion that were like, we are not giving each other our real numbers. There's
You
just
cannot.
like that's
Cassandra,
not happening.
Cassandra's
I
ringtone
imagine
is
Leviathan
definitely-
was just like, I can't get a phone.
Oh, buddy.
No, Cassandra's ringtone is definitely just like an 8-bit, like one of the old 8-bit versions of like Kim Possible's ringtone.
Nice. There's a
Like, it's like-
playbook for that.
I feel like
No.
there's like he gets the text message notification. It's like a TIE fighter just saying,
Yeah. Terrible.
but
Terrible.
moving on.
Yeah. Moving right along. Footloose and fancy free. Yeah. Getting there is half the fun. Come share it with me. Moving right along. Tickadoon, tickadoon. Shut up. I love the Muppets.
think Zachariah
well-
would see that message and it's just like he'll just send out a quick received.
Is this a time where phones still recognize like if you've seen a message or not?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the mid 2010s.
Yeah.
No response on my end, but I'll make my way anyway.
Leviathan, leaving him on red.
Cassandra.
Cold blooded.
You get the letter K.
First
Hey.
off, that's offensive.
It's like you get the HR response, the general response of K, and then no
And then
return
left
message.
unread. We are the spectrum of responses. Awesome.
Yeah, and how does Pyrrha respond to that?
Just the letter K.
So it's received, K, and read.
But you don't even know if I'm showing up. Oh,
All
boy.
right. So we'll switch back to the doghouse, and yeah, everyone is there. I think the establishing panel will be like Leviathan dropping in out of the hole from the top. Or no, that's right. We said there was like an underwater tunnel access to the there. So like
The
it'll
harbor,
just be
yeah.
like we'll have just an establishing panel of Leviathan like just coming out just dripping wet and just walking out to where everyone else is waiting.
You'll notice that around the table, there are 4 chairs now.
Does one
Still
of
doesn't
them
fit.
like make like I was about to say, does Leviathan's provide ample supply?
There are
I'll-
3 chairs, and there's still the box.
Oh.
Is it a nicer box? Like
Or is it like a milk crate?
Leviathan, I have something coming for you. It's just, getting custom shares is apparently expensive and takes a while.
oh,
They have
that's
to
really
build it from
sweet.
scratch.
There's just a wooden crate with a burned label that says exotic butters.
Exotic butters.
Shouldn't this be refrigerated? Clearly.
Camel butter.
Ew.
No.
They said exotic.
No. Ugh.
I think that Pyrrha would probably, wherever the Hound was currently sitting, Pyrrha would probably just kind of walk by and squeeze his shoulder, kind of, just in thanks. Because she knows where the money came from.
You all know where the money came from. I got
No.
caught.
Nuh-uh, they gave me the money back, and
Oh yeah,
I
that did
slipped it
happen.
to you.
Yep.
So now Orion's just like, where the fuck did this money come from?
I feel like Orion is doing that. Like he's just kind of like he sees the chairs, but he's just objecting to not question it right now. It's one of
Yeah,
those
just-
we got other things.
Now is
Where
not
did
the
you
time.
get gamer? Never mind.
Take
Like
the win. Just
he
take the win.
sees it, but he's just like, as he's kind of just sitting there,
We'll come back
arms
to this.
crossed.
Circle back. Circle back. Circle back.
Yep, just gonna sit there, arms crossed, just like, okay, all right.
Just going.
Cassandra makes some kind of like backrest for Leviathan if he wants to lean back onto it.
I'm imagining Orion is sitting there with his arms crossed, and there's just a thought bubble going, damn, this is comfy.
Like
Criminal, but comfy.
like this is nice and plush, you know. And as Zachariah, he's like, damn, I need this kind of chair myself.
Yeah. So yeah, the team has gathered at your request, Hound.
So I spoke with my contact last night. He told me that Tsar Bomba is still in the city trying to replace his damaged arms. Or repair them. He's either trying to repair them or upgrade them. He was very light on the details. I assume that means he's getting it done at
Festus.
Festus. At Festus Industries. Luckily, and Hound will throw the card on the table. I think we have a way in.
Ooh.
I feel like Orion, again, you know, can't see his face or anything, but you can hear his words. Where did you get that?
It fell off a truck.
I second that motion. Where did you get this?
Is the name visible?
Yeah,
Yes.
he just threw it down. Hound has no idea anyone's connected to this guy.
Yeah, new question. I know that when we were determining like backgrounds and stuff like that, Leviathan and Cassandra had some kind of friendship going on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Why did I not write down that part? Crap. Because I think Leviathan's the only one who knows, Leviathan's the one who knows about the Doom.
Leviathan is the one that you told about the Doom.
Okay. So I don't know how much, because we haven't really talked about how close we ended up getting in terms of like personal lives. Would
I'd say I likely would have mentioned that I have someone that I live with who is a genius intellect mind of the city.
So you probably didn't mention his name though.
Probably not a name drop, no.
Okay. That was what I was trying to get.
My association with them probably wouldn't be good for them. But the question still stands. Where did you get this?
And how?
Irresponsible employee must have dropped it. I picked it up.
Did you witness it being dropped?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
It's our way in.
Kinda matters when we're trying to do good, but if we cause harm while doing so, it negates the efforts that we're putting through.
If we cause harm under someone else's name, they become in trouble for what we've caused.
We are trying to stop someone who has robbed people, hurt people, and has killed people.
And who's to
That
say
doesn't
you're not doing the exact same right now?
that
It's a
doesn't mean
simple
he should hurt people.
yes or no question. Was this attained forcefully,
No
or was
force
this
was ever
attained
used.
accidentally?
They accidentally dropped it. I picked it up purposefully.
Is there a way to tell if he's like, again, once more, insight?
Pierce the veil, or
What do
pierce
I
the
ro-
mask.
Oh my god, what do I roll
Pierce
for
the
insight?
pierce the veil is for demigods. Pierce the mask is for masks.
So I roll my mundane. What's my mundane looking like right now? Because I know something happened to it. Oh,
I think I'd
so
probably be rolling for the same thing realistically.
Um,
Are they helping each other?
I don't think
I
that's
don't
how
think
this
they're
works.
helping. They're both just uh, they're just
Okay.
both kind of going at the same goal. Um,
I need to get my
so
dice
you know what?
because
I think while you doubt him, I would like to ask Arkai to roll this Pierce the Mask, as he's the one with the more with the more personal connection to
that's,
wonder why, and kind of grill Hound about this.
and it's mundane.
Roll plus mundane.
You're mundane.
I with that change, it allowed me to keep a 10.
All right,
Nice.
a 10. That is a full
Nice.
success. So Pierce the Mask. You get to, on a 10 plus, you get to ask 3 questions. What are you really
Yes.
planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? And how could I gain influence over you?
This is really funny because Hound has been the subject of this twice now and has gotten 3 questions both times, and all I can think of is, dang man, get your poker face in order. You're you're the former villain. Like, what the hell, man?
I think for my first one, it'll start with what are you really planning?
Yeah, so again, what there's a difference between what are you really planning and what do you intend to do.
Hmm.
Just to let everyone playing and everyone in the audience know, when someone asks what are you really planning, it's more of a long-term goal. What is your ultimate goal? What do you intend to do is more of like what do you intend to do right now? What is your next step? What what are you planning is more of what's your goal.
Yep,
Uh,
that's still the question in mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, pretty clear Hound really wants to stop Zard Bomba, and he's willing to cross lines to do it. His ultimate goal with this and his plan is to use the key to get entrance to the facility, and then either figure out more information on where Zard Bomba is, figure out what he's getting done there, and if Zard Bomba's there, stopping him right then and there.
What do you intend to do?
Whatever it takes to stop this guy.
And how could I get your character to let me take the card without any rebuttal or fuss?
Either convince him of a better plan that doesn't involve the card, or be willing to use the card yourself.
Mm. Did we ever discuss how I actually get in and out of the facility?
You haven't discussed a plan yet, other than use the key card to get access into
I
the
mean, with
building.
you, have we talked about exactly how I get in and out of the facility when I'm effectively going home?
Well, this is a different facility.
Is it?
Yes, because he rushed off from your home.
Hmm.
Because you say you meet up with him at the university.
No, I meet up with him at one of his labs. Was my point.
Which
Well, this was his university lab.
I say that. Hmm.
Because he is a doctor and professor of medical biology, but he also does work on development with Festus Industries. Apparently, he's a very busy man.
That I knew. Where exactly is this located?
About a mile, about a mile off the waterfront.
Let me see.
I was able to find it when I was casing the facility earlier today.
Hmm.
Looks at Orion. You can't just break into a place. You have to actually make sure you know what you're getting into.
That wasn't my concern. It was more so how you obtained the key card. But if you're certain no one was harmed or you didn't do anything to cause harm, then we have our way in, and I thank you.
would I notice that this seems to be bothering Leviathan?
It's to those who know him at all would probably be at least a little evident.
I mean, yeah, visually you could take some visual cues that he's upset. Um, he's very much holding back, uh, but yeah. Also, we got a water check.
A while ago, yeah.
Oh yeah, a little while ago, but hail hydrate.
Right.
I would, well, Cassandra would probably try to use some of the influence she has over the Hound.
I mean,
To,
you can literally just try and comfort and support.
I don't want to comfort and support. I want to try and okay. Despite the fact that she is also wrestling with the fact that part of her just wants to find Zarbamba and drain the life from him. Um, that she's watching her friend clearly be bothered by this concept
Okay.
and wrestling with the fact that Emily would not be okay with like throwing somebody under the bus potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So she'd be trying to convince Hound that this wasn't like we shouldn't use this person's ID, but maybe we
Okay.
could talk to them.
I'm going, unless there's a role involved here, I'm going to make an effort. So, is there a role involved for them?
So it does seem like you're trying to provoke them into doing what you want, but I feel like until like you make an actual like provocational statement, I'm gonna let you role play this
Okay.
and try to
I was going with basic move influence, but or
Uh,
general move influence, but
well, you using your influence is when you have influence over someone, you take a +1 to all moves targeting them.
okay.
So if you were using your influence, you would take you would do the basic move provoking someone and use your influence to take a +1.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say is that
Which I need.
with kind of a sharp breath with an exhale, I will stand. I'll pick up the card and say, "Fine. This is to be as discreet as possible."
I'm still concerned. This could blow back on whoever's card this is.
I know.
Maybe we should talk to them. Like, just
I have other
if
reasons.
I just mean if we can get information without
I'm
potentially putting their job at risk. I mean,
I'm willing to trust Leviathan on this one. As long as we get in, get out as quick as we can without raising too many alarms or suspicion. But we do not use the card excessively, only if we need to.
like to get into the facility and
Not only will there potentially be facility doors, there will also likely be doors on the inside that will need it as well.
I just worry this is going to have blowback on somebody who doesn't deserve it.
I suppose that depends entirely upon what they're doing.
That is fair. You were the one who seemed bothered by it, so if you're on board, I'm on board.
Consider this cautiously optimistic. I have my own things I need to find out.
As long as it doesn't get in the way of finding Zard, shouldn't be a problem.
It shouldn't. Tell me, when you acquired this, how did the individual look?
Why does that matter?
Personal reason.
Worried, distressed, in a hurry?
Limping.
Yes.
No,
Do you know them?
not important. And with that, just whenever you're ready. Tonight.
So it should be mentioned. Good work, Hound. I do apologize for coming hard on you, but good work.
Thank you.
Alrighty. I think I think if there unless there's anything else that you want to do in this scene,
I don't think so. I think
Nope.
what's needed to be addressed has been addressed.
okay. Well then I think that we're good to take a short little break. It's about halfway through our session. So I'll just letting our tech know that we
titties.
Oh, all right, we are back.
I quit.
Oh, hopefully that that was caught when we were entering back in. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back with us. We took a quick break. I hope you are also have replenished your snacks, your hydration, done whatever bio you needed to do, and are back for some more superhero action. Fantastic. And now, with our last scene, we have finished setting up the heist, and are now moving into the first phase of our breaking and entering into this facility in order to hopefully find a renegade supervillain. Who are our teams? We got. Do we got? I'm guessing, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm guessing we got Hound and Orion, and then Leviathan and Pyrrha. If you're planning on going into this facility through the front door and through some other side way, or
I
let me
clearly
know
can't
what.
do the front door.
Yeah, let me know
I
what
mean-
the entrance plan is.
To
kinda-
be fair, like you could do the front door. I could make things like you could just have a big ass trench coat. Like
I kind of
I still look off, even outside of size.
I kind of want to go with Leviathan if that's possible. Like if I can trade with Pyrrha.
mhm.
Yeah, I again, this was just me making an assumption, but you can do that, and
That's fine by me.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if Hound's good with it, like if I switch with Leviathan.
yeah, and also feel free to look at your character sheets and see if you have any moves that can help you out.
Oh, I definitely know
Nope.
I ain't got nothing here.
See, I don't have moves, so
You do have moves. They're
basic.
your doom sign.
I do. I've got one.
Stealth moves?
Stealth? No, absolutely not stealth by any means. But it would possibly just make something happen if I need to. Oh boy!
Everything
I
I got
will
does not can like work in this situation.
Fair enough, but I will say, Pyrrha, do you not have an ability to help clear your mind in a uncertainty of how a plan is going to unfold?
Oh, the dark visions. I suppose.
Just reminding you that you have it if you want to use that.
You suppose
I suppose.
they're holding out on? They've got psychic powers, and they are holding out on us.
You
She could see the future.
No, I never said that you haven't used them at all. I'm just saying clearly you can learn stuff you're not supposed to know.
Let me get to the playbook real quick because
Yeah. Yes. For fans of Team 4-Star, she could see the future.
you have not
Not
lived
at all.
until you've drank with those guys and played Cards Against Humanity. I mean,
I would
Nothing.
love to at some point.
it was a blast. Actually, it was disturbing, but still. Let's see. Where's Dark Vision? Is there anything?
Especially the Canadian VTuber.
Mark your doom track to have a vision about the situation.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay.
That's if you want. I'm not forcing your hand. I'm just reminding you of the tools at your disposal.
I forgot that it wasn't just kind of general. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that. I'll take a doom point. And I kind of want to
Okay.
focus on if Zarbamba is here. Like,
Okay. So mark your doom, and you have a vision about the situation at hand. So you're looking for before you guys execute your plan, you take a time to meditate. You how are you going to activate your dark visions? Are you going to do the full like Raven floating meditation thing? Or are you what do you how do you want to trigger this vision? Do you want it to just be a "that's so Raven" moment?
No, I think it's, as her namesake suggests, related to some kind of inhalant. Probably some
Okay.
kind of proprietary blend of incense that has been passed down in her family for generations. Um, and she just kind of, you know, creates herself a little space in the doghouse and does the inhales.
Okay. So
And I feel like she's
your
had to explain to the Hound that this is not a drug. No, you don't
Well,
get any.
He'll just die.
so I'm gonna say further I'm gonna say it's a lot like where since we're very much going with the Greek oracles. For those who have seen 300, it's a lot like the oracle scene there, except with much more clothes. Uh, where after inhaling this smoke, she does seem to have fluid rhythmic spasms as images of the future flash through your mind, Pyrrha, and you see Zarbomba, he, you see the man from the uh, you see a man from the badge. Uh, you see him with a bit of a gash on his head, bleeding on the ground, clutching his hand, and you see fire. You feel the intense heat, and you hear laughter and screaming, and you feel your heart race in fear, and you feel anger. You don't know if it's yours. Some of it might be yours, but there's another bit of rage from a heart not your own. You,
Feel where the rage is directed at.
I no. Well, actually, yeah. So after, so you've been given this vision. You get to ask me one question about the vision. Do you want that to be your question?
No. If I get one question, no.
Yeah.
Can I tell how the fire started?
You can tell that it started from an explosion.
Well, I mean, like the source of it. Like, is there, like, if you've ever played crap, what's that one game that is
I don't know.
like
There's a lot of those.
oh, shut up. Uh hold on.
There's an entire
Be more
industry
specific.
based on it.
Be more specific.
Yeah, I'm the Quarry. Like,
I have not.
okay, crap. Because it basically like shows you vision, like they do the whole vision thing, and it like references some fireworks at a certain point in preventing a fire. And spoilers, sorry, but like
No, can't play that game now.
that's what I'm referring to. Like,
No.
I know what the source is.
You no, there is an explosion, and you know that there was an explosion and it got worse through chemicals.
No clear
But the
propane
initial
or propane accessories.
Damn it, Bobby.
it's a lab, so it's probably a Bunsen burner or whatever, or butane. I don't know. I haven't been in an actual science lab.
I haven't been in a lab since college, so I don't know. Okay. That's encouraging. I think
I think butane burns hotter than propane.
I think after that vision, she would find a time where she could get Orion alone and kind of mention the explosion and seeing the guy get hurt and saying we need to be really careful.
I think when you tell him that, he'll nod and say affirmative.
The most military sounding young man I've ever heard. All right.
He's awkward. Like, I would say, like, with
He's trying to
even with the
he's
voice
trying to take this hero
modulator.
thing seriously.
Yeah. Like, I would say even with the voice modulator and the mask, there's a sense of awkwardness as he's trying to be like this very upstanding figure. Sometimes just like it cracks through, like you can tell, like, ooh, you're nervous. Like it's
you're trying you're being a bit of a tryhard.
I want to say try hard because it's a negative connotation. But he's
or
doing
I
his,
would say you're
doing-
trying a little too hard. Or to
nah.
to
He's pushing more, especially after that conversation with Leviathan, being more of a hero, doing Bandit proud. And
He's trying to step up to the plate as opposed to before.
You're trying to step up on the team. Cassandra's trying to step up in public. Why are we trying to fill this hole?
So because of that, and I will send you this later, like the heroes that he's looked up to and things like that, he's carrying himself in this very frontal kind of like clear objective, mission start, side happen. Okay, we'll deal with that when it gets there. Stay on course.
All right. Fantastic. So now so we've made the plan, so let's execute the plan. How are we executing this plan?
What exactly is the layout of this facility, even just from the outside?
From the outside, it seems to be a rather large building, about three or four stories tall. You're not sure if there are any basements from the outside, but it seems to be a rather large building, with plenty of space for different lab experiments. From the outside, it doesn't look super impressive.
So, if Hound and I are approaching the front door because key, or does Leviathan still have it?
Leviathan has it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If I may, before we actually get to that point, I'd probably want to ask Hound realistically where it was dropped, actually, like around the premises. Upon which door did this character come out of? Front door, side door, back door, anything to that account?
I will say because of this. I will say because you were trying to case this place. This was more of a side entrance. We'll say it was the east side entrance. There's a secondary parking lot uh, over there. It's a little out of the way, which is why you, as a pedestrian, may have seemed a little suspicious just hanging around there.
It was public property.
Yeah, but there's no real access road. It's more facing the water.
I'm assuming this is the cover of night. Yes.
Yes.
Then, if that's the case, I probably would have tried to go to the same door that was used when he was leaving. So likely would have been that side door at that point.
All right. So cover of night. Yeah. Let's see if there's any. So I'm going to have you. I think if you're trying to stealth your way to the door, I think maybe you should assess the situation first,
Mhm.
before you make your way there. It seems like a good. It seems like that is a good way to go, unless you want to just try and barrel in
No,
there.
no, no. That's why I was asking about like the layout of the building and such, so I had a better understanding. So yes, assessing the
Yeah.
situation would make sense.
Will we both do that since I'm with him, or
I think since he's taking the lead, he in this action, he'll be the one doing the roll.
Alright, let's see. Oof. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, 12 minus 1. So 11.
That is above a 10, so that is a full success. You get to ask two from the question list. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we end this quickly?
Let's see. I feel like the first one is answered for me relatively. Let's start with what here is the biggest threat to this attempt of stealth and or discretion.
So the biggest threat to your success of infiltrating through the side is going to be not the cameras. The cameras are fine, but they do seem to be a little outdated. They don't have night vision. It is the lights that are leading up to this entrance that would illuminate your presence and then cause you to be captured on camera.
Then I suppose with that step, I suppose it'll be is what here can I use to either destroy and or disable said lights.
Um,
Me?
uh, I would say that you have a couple of teammates who could easily take out the lights. Both Orion and Pyrrha uh, have technology or abilities that could snuff out the lights. Hound has these skills to bypass the lights.
I think the best thing we can do now is if we were going to take time, it would be best if we could have control over lights instead of just purely disabling. But if that's not an option, and by technicality, Orion's the only one with me at the moment. So with that, I think I'd probably just ask them if they can get them off or turned off in some way.
think he'll nod.
Range isn't my specialty.
I think he'll nod. And so let's see. One of my abilities is energy absorption.
Hmm.
Could that be used in this situation? Like essentially taking, like waving my hand and just taking the power of the lights and just saying "Swoop," and absorbing it into me?
That is a creative application of your power to absorb the energy that would have gone to powering the lights in order to maybe power you and store it in the meantime while your friends enter. That is
Okay,
absolutely
flashlight.
something you can attempt to do. However, I would ask that you roll to unleash your powers in order to do this. So you will be rolling plus freak.
Let me see. What's my freak like? Ooh. How many dice do I roll again?
2d6.
Come on. We need to be lucky.
He's gonna be able to do that.
Okay. We're good.
Oh boy.
What's your roll?
It's a 10 because it was a 12 at first, but -2.
Fantastic. That is a complete success. You are easily able to walk up to one of the lights and like touch it. Your suit just like interfaces with one of the lights, and you start to drain the power as the lights dim down to almost nothing. The cameras do not see anything as you walk up to this secure door.
I think I'll look over to Leviathan and just hold a thumbs up like,
And just
You can't see
bated
you. There's
breath.
there's no light.
It's
just
dim.
Lizard might have some kind of.
I think no, I actually
I
did
can
mention
detect temperature clearly.
I think I mentioned a while ago that there's like lines of energy going through his suit.
Yeah,
So-
I know. I was making a joke.
So it's
That's
like
good.
you see like this thumbs up come up and you just see like lines, like outlines of energy going through him, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a thumbs up.
Okay.
I put a thumbs up, but I dimmed the lights. Wait.
Damn it.
Now,
No.
yeah. Well, and what's funny is it's like you're like, yeah, he's all lit up, and I'm sitting here going, cool. Now turn it off.
Yeah, stealth mode.
Now
yeah.
you are the biggest threat.
We'll say there's a
Sleep
stealth
mode,
mode.
goddammit.
I think
Yeah.
there's a stealth mode. Like there's like a moment of like there's just complete darkness, then you see his hands just light up like
Yeah, you like double
Disembodied hands.
double tap your a symbol on your test, and all of the colors become like dark and muted.
it's like the
This
RGB.
man literally performed the fucking like Michael Jackson white glove just out of nowhere, just out of the dark, and then it just reverts back to nothing.
Absolutely. Like make it RGB. Like it's all different colors.
It's rotating colors.
It turns
Oh,
into a
boy.
gamer keyboard.
Ooh, do it got buttons though?
Yeah, clearly.
Um,
You've been tap tap. And
But
you
yes, so,
Um,
you
Then yeah, with
Leviathan,
bated
you
breath,
you head up. Yes, the
we got a sweet.
Yeah, basically.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You're gonna infamous the lights, and that's why your hand is glowing.
hit the
For the
channel
moment.
somewhere.
And you enter into this side facility, and unlike going through the front door, there's no one here. There's no check-in. There's nothing. There is just a hallway. Bare, sterile, white hallway. Yeah. There is no sound except for your own breathing echoing through the hallway. And as a Leviathan starts taking step forward, you hear the clack of your own taloned feet against the floor, followed shortly by your teammates.
So what exactly beyond the hallway? What are we seeing? Either at the end of it or along the walls of it?
Is there also any cameras in? Like, is it lit up in this hallway? Is it dark?
It is lit. It is lit up.
Are we with them?
Um,
Because I thought we were on the front.
well, I don't know. You didn't explain the plan very well. So
There
I
was a
thought you were
plan?
splitting up, and one team was going to try and sneak in. One team was going to try and use the key card to come in. It looks like you just decided to sneak in using the key card.
I mean, I was
So you
still
can
okay going to the front to see if there was like a guard or something and like incapacitate them. but-
Sure, if that's the way that you guys want to play this, we will play it like that.
Yeah,
Hound?
I think we did split up because initially it was me going with Hound, but then I said I'm going with Leviathan.
Okay, yeah. Y'all go. While you decide what you want to do with this hallway. I mean, at the end, yes, you do see another door. But we'll switch over to Hound and Pyrrha. Are you in your civvies or are you in your hero getup?
Oh, I'm definitely in my hero getup.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
I
you-
assume that we are looking for similar concerns as far as like cameras and such.
Yes. So the entrance to this facility from the front is much bigger. There's a few sets of double doors. There's the big Festus Industries, his logo above the doors and painted on the doors. It's very much like going into the front of a building. Uh, of like a business building. There are a bunch of lights everywhere. It's very well lit. It is a stark difference to the side entrance that your teammates went through.
Cool. Before we even hit the light, like the lit portion,
Mhm.
I'm gonna create some kind of like drapes effectively to just cover the lights that I can then remove after.
Okay. Um. So, and you're going to do this with all. You're going to cover all of the lights with psychic construct, with your like psychic magical constructs.
At least enough of them that we can have a pathway in shadow.
Okay. Then I am going to ask you to roll to unleash your powers.
Which is great.
Yes, which, as a reminder, with your condition,
I know.
you take a -2.
I have a -2, but I started with a +1, so it's a -1. So
We just
All
not
right.
doing good with our powers today.
it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
You're
Big
nervous.
numbers.
It's your first heist as a
Big
team.
numbers.
Okay. So we're still at a 9.
Cool. That is a partial success. So on a partial success with unleashing your powers, you can mark a condition in order for it to be a complete success, or I can tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Well, it was always gonna be temporary, so
Even more temporary.
I don't want another condition already.
You know what? You don't want the drama?
Not already. I'm already down 1. Everybody
Yeah.
else shifted labels, and all you did was emotionally damage me. Like,
I'm a condition too, I'll have you know.
that's your own fault.
Listen, we took a hit to our free glass session. Now it's like, use your power. Oh, this ain't good. We need to roll big numbers.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna take an additional. My brain just went, can I take a doom instead?
No. That would be some form of progress. So I will explain to you how this is unstable. As you go to put up you end up wanting to put up a sort of figurative smoke screen to help you guide your way in. This ends up being a literal smoke screen.
Oops.
As from your cloak that you have billows out smoke that covers the lights, and while it does dim them, it's still smoke. So lights does pass through, but it also lends you some obscurity. You have a literal cloud cover, but if anyone gets close, they can see you.
So it's a proximity thing.
Yeah.
So we're good from the camera's perspective, but if a guard were to roll up on us,
Yeah, this does seem to cause a bit of commotion. Because we weren't expecting fog tonight.
well, if they open the
keep up
door, we
on-
don't have to break anything.
Yeah.
They just keep track of the weather pattern.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
why wouldn't they?
Well, I'm gonna say like at least Cassandra's gonna rush towards the door through this smoke screen and try to
Okay.
wait kind of like on the side to see if anybody tries to open the door.
Yeah. Hound?
Hound is standing there and was expecting these lights to go out, and then sees smoke and is just like, wait, what the hell? And then all of a sudden Cassandra runs, and then he's like, wait, what the hell? And quickly
Not
follows
communicated.
after her.
All right. So Hound follows Pyrrha. And yeah, as this like weird smoke screen just starts rushing towards the front door, or you do see, because this is like the lobby to this place. It's not the lobby is a public space. The front doors aren't locked. It's just after you get to this place, you have to
Even
go
after
to like
hours?
you didn't say you were going to after hours, you said you were going at night.
Yeah, like wouldn't like they would be unlocked even at night?
It depends how late at night you guys decided to go. Because if this is like 6:30 at night, yeah, they'd still be open.
No. I can't imagine we went so like 7?
I think we aimed closer to like
11.
midnight or later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a hey, after we have like dinner with our families and like homework, we come back and like no.
Go check in and blow up this medical facility.
You know what? Kids will make dumb decisions like that. I am not faulting
Clearly.
you for being dumb kids.
You should though.
We are mildly intelligent teenagers.
Mildly being the operative word.
We are still teenagers.
I feel
Yeah.
like we took inspiration from like our past superhero like influences, and it's like it has to be late at night. It can't be like like 8, 9 o'clock. It's got to be like 11, 12
Okay.
o'clock something.
But guys,
No.
my folks told me I have curfew.
You are a superhero.
I mean, one of you is playing that literal playbook.
Listen, sneaking out is a normal thing for him at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is kind of the crux of the Janus playbook. But my mom said I'm grounded.
Oh my god! Like, grow a
Get the
spine.
fuck over yourself. We have places to be, things to do, medical
Uh,
facilities to blow up.
You were the one who called this a heist. Do you think we're gonna do a heist like at the crack of dim? Like,
Moving
Yeah.
on. Though.
Moving on. Moving on. Yes, you head towards this. Normally they would be unlocked. Yes. But and there are a couple of security guards that were just sitting at the front desk and seeing this smoke screen appear, and they get their flashlights out to like look through the door, trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, the door's still locked.
okay. I was wondering if they came through the door, but in looking at the door,
Mm-hmm.
is there like most double doors?
Yes.
Diving into my security background here. Most double doors,
Mm-hmm.
where they meet, like in the center, there's either a central like post, or they latch
Mm-hmm.
to each other.
Yes.
Which is the case?
Wait. I didn't hear an option. I heard that when
No,
I
there's either
heard
a post in between them, so that like there's
So, like high
something in the
school
middle,
gym doors,
okay.
or
or
they connect to
they
each
lock
other.
into each other. Yeah.
So
So
I'm
is there a center
asking,
bracing post or
I
no?
which is
I
the
heard
case?
that there is a post that makes them lock into each other.
No, because if there's a post, they don't touch each other.
Okay. I will say for this there is a post.
Okay. With that in mind,
We're gonna die.
no.
We're gonna get
With
shot.
with that in mind, there is always some give. Um, Cassandra is going to like pull gently, not like yank, but like pull gently to get it to its absolute furthest pressure. Because
Okay.
I assume they. Well, no, they fire codes.
You just want me to lockpick
open.
it?
The front door always has to go out for fire code, so they have to swing outwards.
So pulls
On a double door.
to get to any level of gap.
Mm-hmm. So as Pyrrha does pull on the door, the guards get a little freaked out seeing a hand reach out from the smoke screen and pull on the door, and smoke start to billow in through the gap.
I'm basically going to whisper to Hound, hold this here, and then use body transmutation to
Alrighty.
Plasmoid motherfucker.
to paper thin myself.
Ooh.
And I might add, give myself a solid ghostly cast in like grays. I am no longer appearing like myself.
You hit the 2D on them.
So I would I also I just kind of think that you do change your body in order to like get through, but the way that it looks in this like comic panel, it almost looks like this like ichor that like squeezes through the gap and like reforms into this spectral shape that just hovers over these two, and um they're just regular security guards. They are
We're not paying enough for this.
terrified.
They're about to be unconscious security guards as I use vitality absorption to knock them the fuck out.
Yeah. They immediately are just like, they scream for a second in abject terror before passing out. You're actually not quite sure if it was the vitality absorption or if you just scared the living daylights out of them.
I feel like I need to roll, but only because I need to know if I'm marking a doom track for quote hurting innocence.
Okay. So I will say you'll roll to unleash your powers because you uh because you haven't done this level of body modification before.
Okay.
Also, thank goodness we have someone in the biology industry. Zoop Machine has informed us that biotechs lock their doors at 5:30.
So with my -1, that is a solid 7.
That is a solid 7. So
Which,
that is
which to be fair, you did change my smoky specter to a drippy one. So
well. You the way that you described it sounded like you went like paper thin and to slip through and not smoky.
fair.
So I decided I suggested a more like terrifying one. But if you wanted to do like go full smoke monster, we can do that as well.
It was mostly supposed to be more like ghostly.
Yeah, ghostly smoke monster. Uh, you appeared as an apparition.
Okay. So
Still spooky as all hell.
but
Yeah,
still 7.
Still 7.
Still
spooky
7.
spooky scary superhero.
Ooh, I am the doom. I'm a drip on.
You are. So that is a 7. We will. I will mark how it is. Do you want to mark a condition, or do you want me to say how it is unstable?
I mean, it again. Sure, it's unstable.
Sure, it's unstable. So doing so, you did the vitality absorption, and instead of just scaring them, you like sucked the consciousness out of them. You feel physically great.
Okay, but I heard
Man, this is the best I felt all week. All month, in fact.
Physically, it feels like you've had a good night rest and an energy drink.
Cool. I don't remember what that feels like, but cool.
You're beating the depression, basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
Having a
the
good day.
Take that, depression.
wait, I hurt somebody. Shit.
Uh,
So yeah, no,
yeah.
we'll say that you have just unintentionally hurt some innocent security guards.
They'll be
So
okay. They might have a headache. It'll be fine.
They'll wake
yeah,
up, drink a
but
Gatorade. They'll be fine.
but since you have injured innocents, mark 1 on your doom track.
They don't count as separate, right? It's just
It's just the one incident.
super.
Incident, not per
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Incident
Yeah,
not
and if
per
you
person. I can hurt a lot of people, and it's just one.
So long as it's one time.
it feels like this was unfortunately a double-edged sword, because if you had also failed, you would have overexerted yourself, and thus marked a doom as well, a doom
And
track.
killed them
But
outright. No.
no, you just would have overexerted yourself with the fog, with the fog transformation.
Once they hit the ground, I'm just gonna open the door. Okay, we're good.
I thought I was the bad one.
He's gonna walk in and be like, "What the hell did you do?"
I took care of the problem. Clearly.
That's a way to put it.
Yeah, you did. You know
Yeah,
I can lockpick, right?
Okay, and how would you have dealt with the guards?
would have knocked him out.
Yeah, my way, lot less concussive.
It wouldn't be concussive. It would have been a
They
chokehold.
they do look
Against two adults?
lot less concussive. Panel showing the unconscious security guards looking rather sallow.
they need
Hound
some
is going
beer.
to lean down and pick up one of their security badges.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have any weapons on them?
Yeah. They happen to have some tasers and a collapsible baton.
Those are mine now.
Those are mine now.
Can I have the stick?
Right?
You can have one of the sticks.
I want the stick.
Yes. They each have one taser and one collapsible baton.
Whack.
I'm taking both tasers.
Neither of them are armed with a firearm.
I was hoping for tasers.
Let's be real. I am my own taser. It's fine.
I'm my own bullet. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Is there any like computer in here at all?
Yes, there is a computer at the front desk.
All right. I want to approach it
Mhm.
and I want to see. They probably don't have any secure files on the front desk computer, but I want to see if there's a way to track who's in the building.
Yeah. The front desk would have a check-in. See what staff are currently logged as being active. Yeah, that would definitely happen. So that feels like. Do you have any like hacking skills?
Um,
Yeah, Matt, are you a hacker?
my
I think we're just gonna do a makeshift role for this and try and access files and information using your superior.
this is. Why do I not think I'm better than everyone else?
Smarter. That's what superior is you're smarter than everyone else.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
4.
4.
Computer
I have rolled
explodes.
3 times. I have rolled 2 4s and a 5.
All right. Well, you will mark a potential.
You're
And
gonna level up.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, and you'll be rather frustrated as this was never your forte. Computers were never your thing. You were good at casing the joint. You were good at sneaking in and out, and if necessary, fighting your way out. That's your thing. You have no idea about tech.
What do you mean the password isn't password?
Password 1, Festus 1. What is this bullshit?
All
What
right,
do you mean
Pyrrha,
I'm locked out?
I have good news and bad news.
We're flying blind.
That's the bad news. The good news is this wasn't connected to an alarm system.
How'd you figure that one out?
Because
nothing
I'm
happened.
locked out. I'm locked out of it.
I mean, it's a front desk computer. I can't expect it to have a whole lot of protection on it so much as. Is there like a binder of maybe like a directory or something?
There is, in fact, a directory. You are able to, looking at a map. There's a there's a small map of the area. You can see that there are a few different hallways that lead you to the side entrance where your friends entered. And there's a certain and the directory also lists that there are 3 floors with different apartments as well as a sub-level.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, where do we want to start?
Honestly, if a villain's here doing bad stuff, they're gonna be on the sub level.
Okay. Um, I guess I'm gonna send a text message to Orion.
God, I hope they remembered to turn off their phones. As
Um,
it cuts the panel to the to the
Them receiving the
Receiving the
them
message.
receiving the
Hey,
the
like,
text message.
yeah, I think
To
it's gonna be one of
Orion
those things.
receiving a text message on his heads-up display.
We're
Yes, no.
in found a directory. There is a basement.
And that is as you reach the end of the hallway, the door that you saw is in fact an elevator, and there is no push button. There is only a keycard reader.
As we were going down this hallway, was there any cameras, anything that made us say, "Ooh, gonna just shut that down real quick"?
No,
Okay.
this hallway has no cameras.
is there any other doors that lead to any other parts of the facility on the same level?
You saw one door leading into the hallway as you were walking towards this elevator.
Does
And
that door have a
from your
window to
guess, it leads to another hallway pointed more towards the front of the building.
Would it be better to reconvene with them before descending? Or do we risk going down ourselves?
I think Orion would send a quick message back, like tapping onto the console that's on his hand, and say, "Found the elevator. We're going to explore the lower level.
Mm-hmm.
Keep me updated on your searches on the upper levels." And hit send before looking at before looking at Leviathan, saying, "Let's continue downward. We'll cover more ground if we're split up."
Yes. Just if something goes wrong, there's less help.
I wouldn't say less help, less people to get hurt.
There's always a risk. All right. And with that,
Clearly, Orion has never played a TTRPG.
no. What's the rule? Don't split the party.
He's doing his best to be optimistic right now.
No, I get it. It's just funny.
But also, blind optimism. Like
Yeah.
some teenagers are just so. It's
Yeah,
like,
no. Blind
That'll never happen to
optimism.
me.
Emphasis on the
Yeah.
blind.
God, I remember when I was like that. Anyways,
Oh, you remember what it was like to have hope?
No.
yeah, I remember. I still got that. Anyways, do we get on the elevator? Like, do we hit the key card panel or?
You would insert the key card that you have, and after about 30 seconds, the doors open, and the elevator is there.
There are any cameras inside the elevator, like anything that makes us say, "Oh, there's someone seeing us."
No.
Cool.
I think Orion would
Something
step
bad
in.
is about to happen.
Is there like multiple buttons that they could push, like saying first floor, second floor, basement, anything like that?
Or does it just go to
There is a
one floor?
single button. It is unlabeled.
I think we found where we're going. Oh, I do wonder, how does this elevator work if you're down there and you have to come back up?
I
Use the
believe
key card to open the door and press the button.
So the button just goes to whatever the other side is from where it happens to be. All right,
Yeah.
fair. That program to a destination is just either move from A to B or B to A.
convenient
Interesting command input. All
It's
right.
for us now. At least we know one way in, one way out.
What's the weight limit on this elevator?
Most elevators, just even standard elevators, are over a ton.
Yeah, they're closer to 2. It's roughly about 3,500 pounds.
That's
But
why
I
I
was just
said
curious if
over
this was a
a
smaller
ton.
one.
Yeah,
Meant to
no,
be
this
somewhat privatized.
seems to be a rather large elevator. Looks like it could fit about 5 people in it comfortably.
It's enough. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Boop.
I think as they're going
The-
down. Sorry, you first.
No, yeah. As you're going down, and
think-
the panel shows the doors closing.
I think Orion would turn to Leviathan and say, "You seem more nervous lately, on edge. What's on your mind, if you do not mind me asking?"
I'm familiar with someone who happens to apparently have been here.
Friend, foe, family?
Complicated.
Is there anything I can do to assist you with this matter?
Don't let them get roped into it more than they already are.
I can
And
do that.
preferably not with any association to me. I shouldn't be here.
How come?
People don't know that I know them. And I'll leave it at that.
My brain's just like, can I pierce the mask?
You absolutely can.
Oh, absolutely. Dude.
Yeah, you can roll to pierce the mask.
You technically have a +1 on your roll anyway.
Yeah, roll plus mundane. That's if he wants to use his influence.
I feel like he would in this moment, because this is the second time where he's mentioned this person. And
Okay, so
borderline
you're gonna spend your influence to gain a +1 to this roll.
Okay.
So mark the fact that you do not have influence anymore, and have to regain that in the future.
Got rid of it in my notes. Orion no longer exists.
5, 7, that's 9, 10. Yeah, 10 in total. So, because it was 2
That
plus
is a
5
full success.
plus 2 plus 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a full success. Yeah, so
You have your
you
list
get
of
to ask
questions
3
up?
questions.
Let me grab him again, because
Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
Basic moves. It's easier than having to have editor in chief. You have to read them off every single time.
Yeah, it's fair.
Ye- I had it up and then I lost it.
How
Okay.
dare you?
I can read them off while you look for them. What are you really planning? Which is a long-term goal. What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? Your short-term goal. How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you?
Well, let's start with how can I gain influence over you?
Honestly, just aid in what I'm aiming to do. Even if it's unknown what that is, it's better that if you were to help, it would probably have some form of influence.
There we go. Cool. Got it. I got it.
How can you get me to influence you? All right. Don't ask questions. Okay, I'm going to ask 2 more questions.
I just need enough to get by and we're fine.
How can I get your character to open up to me? How can I get you to open up to me?
Well, open up about that. Something he's kept to himself for a long time for the most part, if not entirely. You would really just see this through without actual harm coming to people, especially not the one he's worried about.
I think lastly, what are you really planning?
What am I really planning? When you say long-term goal, just to clarify, is this for just
Uh,
the arc of what we're doing in here? Because you say
uh,
long-term, so I'm trying to get a scope.
so it can be as long as you want to interpret the question. But I would say as teenagers, you're not like really looking for too far forward into the future.
Yeah.
I think as far as this question implies, it's more of what are you really planning to get out of this? As what are you intending to do? Would be like, what's your next move?
Yeah. Fair. If that's the case, then I would probably give along the lines of something is that I have information I need to find. I plan on using that information for my own form of deductive reasoning. But at the same time, I can't risk their name being put in jeopardy.
I think Orion would put a hand on Leviathan's shoulder. Like, and funny enough, I would say that Orion's never really made physical contact with any of his teammates. He'll be close to him, but he will never really initiate any kind of physical contact. So this will be the first time he put his hand on Leviathan's shoulder and say, "Whatever you need, I am here. So let me know. I'll see what I can do to assist you."
Hmm.
It's kind of like he's trying to comfort him in a way.
See.
And
Well,
that's a move as well, like to comfort them.
Comfort and support. Roll plus mundane.
Hey, that is a 6, a 5 plus 2. Yeah, we good.
Wait, what's
Did I
the
roll
plus?
for my mundane?
So, what did you roll on the dice?
So wait, am I rolling 2 dice or 1 dice?
You're rolling 2 dice.
So I got a 6 plus 5 plus 2.
Okay, so that is a 13.
Yee.
Cool. So,
Aye.
On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. On a 10 plus, you can also add a team to the pool or clear a condition yourself. Since you
I don't think
have
you or
not
I have conditions right now, do we?
yeah, neither of you have conditions right now. So we will add one to the team pool, which is a mechanic we will get to soon. Most likely next session. The team pool is something that will help you out in combat.
So I've got potential or label shifts. Up to you.
Mark potential.
Well, it's
Why,
your
wait,
it's your choice, Arkai.
is
On
it?
what you do. Well, yeah. If you open up to Orion, you'll get to do those benefits.
On a hit, they hear you. They mark
Because
potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. Eh,
yeah, you hear what Orion is
I
saying.
misread.
Orion is trying to comfort you, is trying to be a good teammate and a good friend. This is something kind of foreign to you. Whether or
Mhm.
not you want to accept this, will gain you the benefits of accepting their friendship.
Yeah, I misread slightly. So fair. In that case, I'll take the potential, but I will open up with. In this case, discretion is the better part of valor. No rash actions. This is something that needs to be handled delicately. If things go south, we'll take care of it. But for now, discretion isn't exactly my strong suit. And he just kind of gestures at the rest of himself.
I can work with you on that. If there's anything that that warrants any kind of issue, I'll let you know, or I'll make it apparent for you. If you need me to lead with talking, let me know. Whatever you need, I'm here for you.
Understood. With that, he just again starts to recede into his own mind a little bit, preparing for anything he might find in the next few minutes.
All right. So, you finish that conversation as the elevator bell dings and it starts to open. Uh, we will quickly shift to the other team, hearing that they are heading into the sub basement. What are you going to do?
I mean, I think we're gonna find a way to get to said sub basement.
Okay. So the nearest elevator that you see, uh, you open it up, and there is only there are the top three. There are the three choices of floors, and then there is a key card slot.
Well, wouldn't you know it, we found one of them.
If it works.
Yeah, found.
It's security. They're supposed to have access to basically everything.
Put the security card in.
As you put the security card in, the door immediately starts to close and heads down.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the sub basement, in a lab marked genetic research, a tall, bandaged man angrily he paces back and forth. Eventually, he, as a older man, works at a machine mixing chemicals together. Nervously, it looks like he is just shaking as he works. What is taking so long? You said you would have this ready. Here, I'm working as fast as I can, and these. If I do not get this right, then you could mutate it dangerously. Yeah. I live dangerously. Look what has happened as he holds up mangled, severely burnt hands. And you owe me. Yeah. Yeah. No, heal me. Yeah. Yeah. Fine. I think this is ready. Yeah. And as he takes this vial and loads it into an injection gun, and Zarbomba rips it out of his hand and pushes him to the ground. On him hitting his head and on a nearby chair, causing a slight gash that starts to bleed. And it is at this point that Leviathan and Orion walk in. He injects himself. Both veins start to bulge and pulse as sparks to emit from his hair. And the burn marks literally on his arms start to burn away as he's just laughing maniacally. Yeah. And that is where we're going to end this issue.
That's gonna be fun.
Great.
You get your
Let's
first
get
supervillain fight next week.
Let's get
Actually,
ready
not
to
next week.
Not next week.
Not next week. We have to wait for 2 weeks before you fight this villain because it is, in fact, Thanksgiving next week.
Oh yeah, I'm dead to the world. I'm gonna be eating. My wife cooking.
Yep.
Oh yeah, y'all ain't getting a
Genuine
hold of
food
me.
holiday.
You're gonna go die after that. That's what that tryptophan do for you, man.
Genuine food holiday.
But before we fully end this session and say goodbye to y'all for 2 weeks, let's do our end of session questions.
Hey,
Starting with Leviathan. What kind of growth have you felt this session? Have you grown closer to the team or any individual part of the team? Has anyone made you grow away from the team? Or have you grown into your own image of yourself?
I think in this particular instance, I think it's more of a growth towards Orion for the time being.
All right, so you have grown closer to the team. So give influence to Orion.
God damn it! I just got rid of that.
And
I am going
clear
to
a
My Little
condition
Pony.
or mark potential.
I am going to My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. My way to everyone's heart here. It's going to happen.
No.
Well, now that I know that that's the plan, you get nothing.
Nah.
Yeah, so you don't have any conditions, so mark a potential.
Done. Up to 3.
All right, cool. You're more than halfway there to getting your first advancement. Then, since you mentioned that it made you grow closer, Orion, how have you grown?
I think Orion he's doing his best to see the good in people and also be there for them. He sees his team and he sees the struggles that they're having. He's sensing
Mhm.
something from Leviathan, like a loneliness that is like he needs a friend. He sees the Hound and he's seeing that he's doing good work, and maybe he was a little too harsh on jumping on him about where he got the key card from. I think he's
Okay.
more trying to be a better leader and less quick to judge on his team.
All right. So this sounds like you're saying you grew more into your own image of yourself.
Yeah, like he's starting to find that footing of what does it mean to be a leader? What does it mean to be that kind of beacon for people?
Fair enough. All right. So shift your labels. One label up, one label down.
I want potential. But oh well.
Oh, that's not what this this bit of character growth gives you.
Unfortunately, I ain't got new potential.
Start rolling bad.
I feel like, oddly enough, I think his superior, like, no. I think Savior would go up, but Mundane would go down.
Okay.
Like, trying to relate to someone who's two people who are vastly different and come from vastly different worlds than him. So I feel
So
like
you're starting to grow into more of a leadership role and thus losing a little bit of your empathy.
no, he's still empathetic. So
Maybe superior or
feel like
danger?
Danger would make more sense.
Lower your danger. You're
Yeah.
looking to be more of a heroic figure and less threatening.
Yeah, that makes more sense versus him losing his empathy.
Yeah. You're still you're still relatable. You're just not seen as much of a threat anymore. More heroic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty. Fantastic. Hound.
Oh, whoa.
No.
Okay, I'll stop.
That's
No, just no.
no.
yeah. Hound is not an awu girl.
Um,
What in heaven's name are you saying?
so I know I gave this answer last week too, but I think
Mhm.
Hound is growing closer to Pyrrha, however you
All right.
pronounce it. They're just spending
Pyrrha.
a lot of time. Pyrrha.
Yeah.
They're just spending a lot of time together, and gotta see her be fucking terrifying.
Okay.
I've gotten so
That's a
if
close
good
to
thing.
remember her name, how and how it's pronounced.
Ouch.
That's not Hound, that's Nick.
her name's comes from Pyrrhos. You know Greek stuff.
A Pyrrhic victory.
And
Yeah.
I'll mark potential, and that levels me up.
Congratulations. Hound gets the first advancement.
Yeah.
Good
Congrats.
job. Way to fail forward, fam.
Yeah.
You're doing the thing.
Yeah.
You learn through failure. You can let me know later what advancement you decide to pick. And finally, Pyrrha. What kind of growth have you had?
So I had two thoughts on this. Cause on the one hand,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I feel like there's potential for either growing into the image of myself or growing away from the team.
Yeah.
Cause it even though like it apparently seems like Hound is on board with what Pyrrha just did, like
Mm-hmm.
his initial reaction to it was like, shit.
Yeah.
And it was kind of very much a
Yeah, I can see how that would make someone feel a bit detached.
but on the other side, like doing that and like making that choice, which felt in the moment not as heroic because she did hurt innocents and
Hmm.
had to mark a doom. It was kind of like not really growing into the image of herself so much as feeling like she was letting Emily down a little bit
Hmm.
by making that choice. So I could see it going either way.
Yeah.
Which in the case of growing away from the team, obviously it would be Hound, but uh in the case of the label, like it would be increasing freak and decreasing savior, because that makes sense to me because she feels like more of a freak and less of a good person.
I also would have said danger up as well, feeling more dangerous. But freak also works. Yeah, up to you. Which one would you like to take? Both feel like they apply, and I will let you decide.
Back off, you spooky bitch.
Shut up. I mean, yes, but and to be fair, I had these three powers picked out so easily.
Yeah.
um I feel like it would be labels this time.
Sure. You feel like you've grown into your image of yourself, and that image of yourself is not a great one. You're not feeling great on yourself,
Yeah.
which is totally fine. We have those days.
On the positive side, this cancels out hopeless.
Hmm?
I said on the positive side, this cancels out the hopeless.
Yeah. You have a +2 to freak and a -2 to rolls involving to that roll involving freak.
I'd rather have potential, but whatever.
Get closer to the team.
I tried.
roll
Somebody
bad.
shut me out.
Or roll worse.
Roll sucky. Hey, I
Well,
almost failed.
Roll like shit. It's working for me.
pull out your
Listen.
cursed dice. Get the cursed dice out. The
Listen,
ones that are in
next
jail.
next issue,
They love
there will be
birds.
times when rolling low is going to be something you want to do.
My mundane looking at me like,
Is
hey,
that for
buddy.
mechanic or RP purposes or both?
Mechanical purposes. There is a mechanic where you want to roll low.
Yeah, my mundane and my savior saying, do your best.
Alrighty.
I believe in you,
so
Sam.
so let us outro the show. So we'll go in reverse order of our last section. So we'll start with dice.
Hello, I am Dice Goblin Cat on most platforms. And also I am a dice maker. You can find me at fateandfortunedice.com. I make dice of various materials. Currently, I think I only have resin up there, but we do have silicone dice as well. You can find me here on Thursdays, occasional Wednesdays on Dinner and a Game, and every other Friday on Dinner and a Game. So check me out on other things to like watch me be weird characters like my vaguely Rocket Raccoon themed character called Biscuit.
Nice. All right. Our resident cryptid.
Hi, I'm Resident Cryptid. Don't find me, I'll find you.
Very good. Can say from experience has found me.
For better or
Uh,
worse.
That was so ominous.
like most cryptids. Blackwell.
All right. Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman of the TTRPG D&D verse. You can find me on Logomancy's channel next month as we are once again playing our Dragonborn fighter, Grandpa Theo, as we're adventuring with these, what would I say, with these Skylag young adventurers, trying to teach them kindness and joy and opening up to one another. Yes, I play a lot of peaceful characters. If you didn't see my very chaotic character from last month, it was a good time. You'll find me bouncing around on other channels doing one shots and the like. So yeah, I'm just here to show you that I'm a regular dude. I'm married. I have a son. I'm just here to show you that you could do this too. And then you either wake up to your 9 to 5 tomorrow, or if you're like me, you wake up at 5, 6, 7 because your kaiju of a child said violence early in the morning. Please send help.
There is no help.
And finally, Arkai.
Hello again, everyone. Arkai here. Best way I can be found is you can find me on X and Instagram under the name Frigid Fae Brushworks. I just recently started that up and has now begun actually doing mini painting for a living. So if that is of interest to anyone, I'd like to help bring and breathe life into the models for your games.
Fantastic. I am Rev. You can find me on most places with the buttons as Shortbeard Revelry or Shortbeard.revelry. That's Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok. Yeah, and I am your editor-in-chief for GenMeta on Thursdays at the Starfield. Everyone, remember, if you can, please donate to the GoFundMe to help out Dane Nielsen's family. Yeah. And until we see you again, and remember, be kind, stay awesome, and remember, hankering doesn't work at Target. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.